Hi, everybody. This is Trey Crone. I'm your real estate expert in the Houston area. Today, I wanted to make a video for you going over 5 objections that I get from people when it comes to buying their first home. First objection: I don't want to commit 30 years to a home. All right. I get not wanting to live somewhere for 30 years. But hey, guess what? Just because you have a loan for 30 years doesn't mean you have to live there for 30 years. You can always sell. You can sell your house whenever you want, and the money that you make from selling it will pay the rest of that loan that you got. Typically, it does take about 3 to 5 years of appreciation from your home to offset the closing costs of selling your home. And then with that, in that 3 to 5 years, you should be able to build up enough equity to then put down a hefty down payment into your next home and be able to buy a much better home for you and your family. Also, you only have to live in a house 3 out of the past 5 years to still get the tax benefits when selling your home. That means if you live in a house for 3 years, but you still want to build up more equity, you can rent it out for the final 2 years and be using that property as an income property. And then after that 5 years is up, sell the house and still get the tax benefits. That way, you've made a lot more money, more appreciation. Objection number two: owning a home is expensive. All right. When it comes to rent versus mortgage, do you think a landlord would set the rent to be cheaper or more expensive than their mortgage? The answer is that they will make the rent more expensive because they got to make money. Well, doesn't it suck when you're renting and every year your rent goes up a crazy amount and then finally it becomes so expensive you can't live there anymore? Well, with a mortgage, your mortgage only goes up in a 30-year fixed loan due to taxes or insurance. Now, with your insurance, you can always change insurance companies, shop around, find a better company, and then you get a cheaper rate. As for taxes, there are ways to fight your property tax. But what if something breaks? Yeah, if something breaks in your house, it can be expensive. There are some major costs, but there's also ways to protect yourself. The main one being have a home warranty. You get warranty and they will cover most major expenses as they occur. Objection number three: interest rates are too high. First of all, I want to ask you, have you talked to a loan professional about interest rates? If you haven't, I highly suggest that you do because they are the ones that will give you the best information when it comes to talking about your loan. If you don't know of any, don't worry. You can always ask me, and I have plenty in my back pocket that I can get to you, and you'll be able to bring any questions that you may have up with them. But what I do know is when it comes to buying versus renting, buying is always, always, always better when it comes to rates. I don't care how high the interest rate is. When you are renting, when you move, what do you get back besides your security deposit? Nothing. You don't get anything back. Therefore, you are paying 100% interest. Versus if you're buying, even if your interest rate is 20%, you are still building equity so that when you sell your home, you are still getting money back from the principal that you've been paying throughout the life of the loan. When the time comes that rates do drop down, you can always look at your loan, and refinancing it could be an option for you. Again, I recommend talking to a loan professional, and they would be able to help you out a lot better. I also want you to keep in mind, though, right now, many people are holding off from buying a house because interest rates are a little bit higher than, or well, because interest rates are higher than what they used to be. Therefore, there is not a lot of competition out there. So people are People that are buying houses right now are able to make offers the way that they want to make offers. They don't have to be as aggressive and they don't have to bend over backwards for the offers that they are giving right now. You might want to take up that opportunity. Objection number 4. I am waiting for the market to crash. All right, well, that's cute and all, and so is everybody else, which brings me to my point from earlier. If the market does crash, do you think there's going to be more or less competition out there? And if there are a lot of really good deals out there, who do you think is going to be able to snatch up most of the deals? Big companies that have a lot of money to put down as down payments, or a first time home buyer? Yeah, the first time home buyers are going to have a hard time during that time if it ever does happen. But what I can tell you, no one actually has a no one can actually predict the future. We don't have crystal balls. But what we can do is analyze the data best based off of past trends. With that said, there has been a lot done in the industry since 2009 to prevent any major crash from happening. And also, we live in Houston. There are so many companies moving here that is going to keep our market moving forward. I don't see anything crazy happening. Prices might drop a little, sure, but they will go right back up, and we will be on a for a while. If you're looking for a deal, there are always deals out there. There are people that need to sell today and that are willing to make a deal. So if that's what's preventing you from buying a house, start looking. Let's start looking today. Let's try to find you that deal that is out there. They happen every day. And the final objection, I am not ready. All right. How do you know? How do you know you are not ready? Have you talked to a loan officer yet about your finances? Maybe you think you're not financially ready. If that's the case, the loan officer will let you know. They're going to look at your debts, they're going to look at your income, and they're going to look at what you have saved up. And they will be able to point out whether you are or are not ready to buy a house. If you are not ready, they are one of the best tools to use to help you get ready. They will help you get on track so that maybe 6 months, maybe a year from now, you will be ready to buy a house and be able to invest in your future. If you Again, if you don't know any loan officers, let me know and I will happily get you with someone to help you progress in your future. Also, many people realize after buying a house that they were ready. And maybe they could have been ready 5 years ago. How much money would you have today had you realized 5 years ago that you could have bought a house and built up that equity and been able to buy a house, buy your second home, buy a much bigger home? Wouldn't it kind of suck? And when you kick yourself in the butt a little bit, if you realize that you could be a lot further in your life and be have a lot more invested in yourself had you only known these things 5 years ago? Don't make it another five before you realize that you could have done so much more. The other thing that can keep people away, make them feel like they're not ready, is fear. People are scared of things they don't understand, and that's fine. If you have questions about real estate or if you have any questions about the market, ask me. I will love to answer your questions. I would love to set up an appointment with you and be able to go through anything that you may want to know about the home buying process. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. If you wish to know more or have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And please subscribe to my channel. Y'all have a great day.